Hello and welcome to today's episode of Spill Your Beans. Today on our show we have Peony and Taylor with our special guest host, Nick.
Hi.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. You?
Good. And you guys?
We're doing great. We're happy to be here.
Thank you for being here. So tell me about yourselves. Who are you? Where are you from?
My name is Peony. I'm from Abbotsford, so I was actually born and raised in Abbotsford. We met through UBC, so University of British Columbia, through our business program. I'm studying human resources and marketing, and Taylor is?
And I'm studying marketing and accounting.
Oh, all about money. Yeah? Is there a reason for that?
No, I really liked the idea of marketing allowed me to use my creative side, and accounting let me use more of my quantitative side, and so I can mix them together to kind of create use for my entire brain, really.
Yeah, that's kind of what Nick's all about here too. He does a little...
Well,
Go ahead.
electrical engineering student, but I'm more of a business-minded, and I'm more geared towards entrepreneurship. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. It just comes more natural to me.
Yeah.
How did you find their project?
Oh, I was just on Facebook, and I think you guys were running some ads, and I picked up on it. And we're all about supporting charities and getting ideas out there, right? So I thought you guys stood for a really good cause.
Thank you. Yeah. That's awesome.
Well, we'll get to your whole cause and everything. I see some trinkets and some cards here. Let's keep this more about you right now. And how did
Yeah.
you guys meet then? Like, how did this whole partnership come to be?
Well, I think a combination of struggling through Econ 102 together, as well as we made it, we got through it, as well as any social events on campus. And actually, my sister and her met through a university Christian ministry and connected us through that. And so I think through so many different channels, we were kind of brought together and figured out pretty fast we had really similar values and goals. And our friendship kind of grew from there.
Yeah, so you still go to the same church?
I go to a redemption church, so out in Vancouver. I help out with the kids there, which is really great. So we don't go to the same church.
Yeah, so I'm at a really cool spot in my life where I was raised by amazing parents who let me believe whatever I wanted, but I went to a Catholic elementary school. Then I was involved in a ton of Christian summer camps growing up as well, and then went to public high school. So I'm at a cool spot where I'm trying to learn as much as I can about lots of different religions and lots of different ways of life. But what I think we kind of share is the values behind Christianity that started out, and that's kind of what's brought us.
Okay,
That's where we are.
That's similar to me. I mean, I went to elementary and middle school Christian schools, and then went to public school later in high school. So, and I kind of went through the same path you're going through right now.
I think, yeah, just meeting so many different people, doing a lot of traveling. I just got back from exchange in Europe for the last 5 months.
Oh, wow.
And so that's really opened my eyes just to the so many diverse opinions, personalities, and thoughts and beliefs. So, yeah.
Well, we live in a very diverse, multicultural community here, so welcome. Now, helping children is what you had said. Where does the idea of helping come from? Is it something from your parents, or just an internal feeling you have you want to do, or just...
I think growing up, I was raised Christian, so we were told to give offerings and help in that way. So that was more like elementary school. That's kind of what I did. I was like, oh, this is what we're supposed to do. This is what's right. I think it wasn't until middle school when I started having a really big passion for helping others and helping children, but also helping outside of my community as well. So I got into different looked into different organizations like Free the Children, for example. I helped out with a lot of different charity events for them, fundraise for them throughout high school. So that's really what I think started my love for helping children. And now that's what we do and what we're both really passionate about. So.
Yeah. And I think for me, kind of the same thing. It's how I was raised and what I was grown up to do. But I think really for me, after my first year of business school, when I had the opportunity to do an internship in Ethiopia, what was super cool for me was using what I had learned in school and what my university degree was going to be in to make an impact, where I really saw the value and the satisfaction and the impact that was possible when using the things we've learned to make an impact.
Now, growing up and being at a young age in school, did you think growing up you would be in this situation, helping people, or did you think, okay, I'm going to be a rich businesswoman, or I'm going to be an actress, or?
I think we've all gone through the phases of growing up wanting to be a princess to a veterinarian, all those kinds of things. Never in a million years did I see myself in the position where I am now, but I think it's always kind of stemmed from the same place. Yes, there's that balance of wanting to be successful, but it's more about defining what success is to each individual. And I think that's what's changed throughout my life so far.
Wow, really love the answer about success. So success is measured by your own definition of success. So why don't we go ahead and define what success means to ourselves? Yeah? Who wants to start?
Sure, I'll go. Well, like Taylor was saying, success is what you define it to be. And as a person, when you go through life, you change as a person, and therefore your success changes. And so I still believe that to have money is to be successful in a way, because it frees up a lot of stress, and it allows you to do the things you want to do, as well as supporting the causes you believe in, which is what can bring you a lot of happiness as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Yeah.
All right. Next.
Yeah, I think I'm currently in a place where I'm redefining what I think success means to myself. Growing up, I think it's always been, and actually going into business school in my first year, I wanted to go into accounting and be an accountant, which is I know, a little silly. Not my cup of tea now at all, but I wanted to be an accountant and I wanted to make money. And I think that's what I thought success was for me. But especially working with the project that we've been working on and going through the past couple of years, I've been learning a lot about what I truly believe success is. And currently, I believe success is about pursuing what you're passionate about and putting your full heart into it. And that is success for me.
Awesome.
Yeah, that is. All right, Taylor.
For me, I'd say success to me is continually learning. So whether it's in and learning in a way that you're in subjects you're interested in, things you're passionate about, kind of leaning towards Peony's answer. So for me, through our project, I continually learn each day. And yes, you have to make mistakes, but in life, as long as I'm doing something that's challenging me, that is going towards something that I'm passionate about and that I'm continually learning about, then I think I'll be able to define myself as successful.
You know, while you were talking there, something just resonated. So it's like setting mini goals for yourself. Mm-hmm. It's like saying, this is what I want to do, learn about it, achieve it, and then set your next goal. So you're constantly building yourself and changing. So success is changing in your own perception, and then growth with that. So on that note, I really like what you said about your projects. So we're going to come back and talk about how they help other women, girls, succeed overseas and not only here in Canada. So after the commercial. Welcome back. And just before we went to commercial there, we were talking about how success is different for everybody. And let's get into how you help girls overseas be successful in their lives.
Like, what are these things you brought here?
These lovely things right here.
Exactly. Yeah, what are they?
Well, back after my first year of business school, I had the opportunity to go to Ethiopia with my professor and some other students, and we put on workshops for entrepreneurs there. And through that, I met an entrepreneur that made these beautiful rings. And flash forward a year later, and we are now selling these online as well as in 3 stores in BC with 3 goals in mind. Do you want to talk about the goals?
Yeah, definitely. So we have 3 goals. 3 goals of empowerment. So our first goal is to empower the wearer of the ring, so the person who wears it. We want it to be a symbol and serve as a reminder to make the best of every day, because every day is really fragile and precious, and we don't want it to slip by without making the best of it, whatever that may look like for that wearer. So that's our first goal. Our second goal is to empower the business that we work with in Ethiopia. Like Taylor mentioned, her name is Salam. So what we do is that we pay her full price for her ring so that she can continue building her business and helping out her employees with fair wages and things like that. So that is our second goal. And our last goal is to empower girls in Ethiopia to seize their days through high school education. So we teamed up with a charity called Imagine One Day, and they have a different project called the Girl Fund, where ultimately their goal is to fund girls to go to high school.
Wow. That's so. I remember you saying you were going overseas to help impact other people's lives. So somebody there had such an impact on you that you've changed what you're doing in your lives.
I think back to business school and business, which we've all kind of talked about. For me, Salam at first was this ideal businesswoman that I wanted to be. She was strong and powerful, but at the same time, she was making a greater impact. So she would let her workers' children come into their workshop so that they weren't on the streets. She pays them fair wages and provides training so that they are able to develop themselves. So she's really taken this business model and grown it to supporting her community. And I think that's kind of what inspired us to take a simple business model of selling a pretty ring with 7 bands that can be an impactful piece for each individual into using it to support girls' education as well as support entrepreneurship. I think 2 things we're both really passionate about.
So these came from Ethiopia?
Yes, so
by
they're
a lady
handmade in
named by
Ethiopia.
Salem.
Salam, yes.
Salam.
Salam.
Actually, salam
Salam.
means hello.
Hello.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about these. What are they?
So we offer 2 varieties. We have them in brass as well as silver. And so they're between 800 and 900 grade silver, and they're handmade in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and then they're shipped to Vancouver. And then from Vancouver, we have shipped to, I think, 9 different countries now. Yeah.
Wow.
They look really nice. Are they only for women or?
We have a few big guy supporters.
Oh, really?
You're interested in one? We can make it happen. No, we definitely have some guys wearing them, but definitely our main audience is women as well.
And where do I get them? Like, do I go online? Is there other places here?
Yeah, so you can get them online. And then we currently are in 3 stores in BC, so Spruce Collective in Abbotsford. And then in Vancouver, Semper Viva Yoga, and Hunter and Hare in Gastown.
What's the website where we get it at?
Exactly.
The website is www.the7dayringproject.com.
Okay. We'll have all that out there for you.
Yeah,
Make
we'll
sure you
have it.
check our websites and everything like that for
The
that.
number 7, right?
Yes, number 7.
Beautiful. Now, another question about these. You were saying, so this isn't like child labor doing this. Is it?
No.
Okay.
So yeah, one of Salam's main objectives and something she stands for is that she pays her workers, I think on average, 4 times what they could get anywhere else. Because it's still Ethiopia, it's about $1 a day is the average wage someone makes. And so she makes sure that it's fair wage so they can actually support their families. She's so transparent with this that her shop where you can buy the rings in Ethiopia is also her workshop. So you can see the workers making the scarves, the jewelry, all of the products. You can interact with them. You can even try out making some of the products so that you have the opportunity to see that it's a business that's really built on community and built on creating a sustainable opportunity for people to learn.
So, why then from the one day, you know how empowering you have a choice. You can either seize the day or you can let it slip away.
Yes.
Why did you go 7-day ring project?
So there are 7 rings on each big ring, so to speak. And so the idea is that each ring, just kind of like each day, is fragile, like the rings, and beautiful. And it's with every week you have, you can take advantage of it and do whatever we said in defining success and whatever that may mean to you.
They're all different. Like, totally, like, they're kind of similar, but so they're all handmade.
Yes, handmade.
Wow.
That paints a nice picture in your mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no. We have Sikhism as a symbol. It's a kara. Same thing. All inclusive, all encompassing. That's the circle. Love that idea.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Now, this is silver. So
yes.
Even these ones?
That's brass.
Brass.
Yeah, it's a different product. But it's been just an amazing experience to see how something that's my personal story of working in Ethiopia grew to then Peony being involved and just seeing the project grow.
Okay. Share a personal experience you just said in Ethiopia. Let's not talk about Salem.
Yeah.
Is there a story there that resonates with you?
I think one really, really powerful moment that stands out to me is when having a conversation with Salim. We were talking about the rate of girls that were able to go to high school, something it's a cause that's really close to Salim's heart as well. And I think it's still at around 6% of girls have the opportunity to finish high school, which is just absurd, especially coming from the fortunate backgrounds that we have come from. And she mentioned that she had supported one of her workers' kids to go to high school who normally wouldn't have been able to make it past 6th grade. And from there, someone who had an opportunity or did not have an opportunity now is, I think she's 16 or 17, and she is top of her class, top 4 in the capital of Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, and expected to get a full scholarship. And so for me, that was really what ignited this project, was that with that extra little push, that giving someone the opportunity to succeed, so much was possible. And so it's amazing to hear stories like that.
So why did you guys become business partners? Do you share the same vision, or?
Yeah, so I started thinking about this about a year after I got back from Ethiopia, when I'd wear this ring around and people would constantly ask me about it and ask where they could get one. And so I knew from there I had to use the ring really as a catalyst to make an impact. And I shared the website that I had built with Peony. And rather than just a few suggestions here or there, you could automatically see Peony's passion behind it, and her smart business ideas as well. And from there, it just became absolute gold. It's been really interesting because we launched in December, and we had about 2 weeks together. And then I was off in Europe on exchange, and she was running the business from Vancouver. So I really couldn't have done it without her, and it's been such a great team project.
I have to agree with you. You find a passion, you share it with your friends, and the ones that have that energy drive, they join you, and I mean, the energy grows. I can say it for my team that's here, and what we're doing here is a cause. So it's a beautiful thing that you're doing. When we get back from commercial here, we're going to actually talk about where, again, you can get these, where the money is actually going to go, and who it's going to help. So when we get back here, we're going to get more into detail about the rings and who they're helping. Welcome back to this amazing episode of Spill Your Beans. On today's show, we've got these two founders of 7 Day Ring Project.
Yeah.
All right, now before we went to commercial, Taylor had mentioned that about 6% of the women in Ethiopia graduate.
Yes.
Can you give me the numbers, like how many go to school?
So currently the numbers change here and there, but 16% get the opportunity to go, and then 6% graduate.
Oh, that's crazy. Like, is there a double standard between guys too, or what's
I think in developing countries, especially in Ethiopia right now, where they're experiencing one of their largest droughts in 50 years, what's really common is that households need extra support. And so it's harder to see the value of a girl going to education and 5 years down the line versus the immediate help needed, where they can marry their daughter off, or she has the opportunity to work and gain extra income for their family. And so it's not necessarily that they don't want their daughter to be educated, but more that it's needed for the success of the family.
Is education expensive?
It really is. It's interesting to see, as we said, Salem pays her workers 4 times as much, but it's not only is it expensive, but it's just not as accessible, whether it's a long drive or a long walk for a kid to get to, and it's just not provided.
Wow, yeah, just something else you mentioned about being married off. Now, I know in our culture, the Punjabi culture, when you're married, the girl's family actually gives like a dowry to the guy's family. Is there anything like that you guys noticed out there?
I didn't get the chance to interact that closely with any young girls specifically, but I know it's obviously in the culture where girls are married off very young.
Okay. Wow. So I guess why you don't invest in is because they might not be with the family very long. Wow. I want to actually pull that ring out again one more time. So I was going to say, well, with these, you're selling this individually or as the 7 together?
As
Yes.
the 7.
Okay. All right. All right. So now going back to girls in Ethiopia. Work conditions. Now, are these girls being put to work too, or they just not educating?
It was really interesting. I had the opportunity while I was in Ethiopia to go to a competitor of one of the entrepreneurs that I was working with who was in a different industry. And even going to one of the factories, you just see these women working hours on hours and in order to gain just that little bit of extra money to keep their family going. But especially right now with the drought, a lot of these girls are spending their days trekking all day long to get water. And a lot of news outlets have been plugging those stories, and it's just, it's really heartbreaking to see these girls who should be learning their A's and B's are walking every day just to have the opportunity to drink water.
Yeah, we take it for granted, you guys. You know, we turn on our taps, the water's running, but you go to the third world country and water is a necessity. It's not there. Like trekking, it's in the Punjabi culture as well. Oh, wow. I mean, I couldn't imagine doing that. My stomach sunk right there thinking about having to go and get up in the morning to go and fetch a pail of water so your family can drink that day. Okay, so compare this. You were saying they earn $1 a day. What is like living? How much would it cost to feed for the day?
I'm not exactly sure for what a typical Ethiopian family, what it costs for a day, but I think it kind of just depends. I think what's going to be really interesting is Peony actually has the opportunity to go to Kenya in about a month. And just to hear her experience in Kenya compared to my experience in Ethiopia will be really, really cool, and also a great opportunity to learn more. And one of the things we're trying to do now is to not only with this project share the story and support, but also focus on educating our community and the people that buy our rings on the cause and on these crazy statistics.
Now, speaking of educating the community, you guys, make sure to go to the website. All that information is there. There's some stories there. Getting the ring is there. We'll share that also on our social media and stuff like that. Is there any way we or our audience can help in any way? Are you going to be out and about anywhere?
Yeah, so as you said, on our website, we'll have any events that we're going to be a part of. You have the option to donate online directly to the Imagine One Day charity as well. And as we continue to grow, we're definitely looking to grow to different stores and things like that.
Okay. The charity you mentioned, is it started out in Ethiopia or is it a local charity?
So it was actually started in Vancouver, but they also have an office in Ethiopia, as one of their goals is to help employ some people in Ethiopia as well. And what's really cool about the charity is that their admin costs are covered by the founder. So you know when you're donating and when we're supporting the charity that every dollar that we give is going directly towards the project to support the girls.
Yeah, that's beautiful because most projects or charities administrative costs are amazing. Now, I'm not saying they're taking your money because they are helping people, but you have to be careful of how you're donating your money. I know my family, they usually take actual food or blankets and give substance instead of money, but everybody has their own time and energy and their way of giving. So I'm not saying whether there's a right or wrong way of giving. So I just love what you guys are doing here. So
Thank you.
No worries. I personally, looking at those rings, I think they would really suit you, Nick. Yeah, maybe get an earring or two.
An earring and a necklace. Like
Yeah, the necklace is a good option
nice.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard you say you were going to Kenya. Is this related in any way?
I am going to Kenya. I'm going to Kenya in July for 3 weeks. It is not related with the 7-Day Ring Project, but it is something more personal. I'm going with Free the Children. As I mentioned a bit before, it is a charity that is very close to my heart. So I'm going there, helping out, living in the rural communities, helping build water sanitation projects, but also help build schools there as well.
Okay, so it's like a missionary, and there's like a faith related or a...
Yeah, well, the charity itself, Free the Children, is not affiliated with any religion. However, the reason I am going is because of my faith. I have served a lot in the community here in Abbotsford and also in Vancouver, but I felt for me, God was telling me that it's time for me to step out of my comfort zone, which is really hard for me, and try out something new and to go on this journey with him. So that is why I'm going to Kenya. Just because the timing worked out, everything kind of seemed to be falling into place. And yeah, as Taylor mentioned, I'm really excited to see what kind of impact I will have there, but also what kind of impact they will have on me there.
Okay. So yeah, spirituality plays a huge role in this. But was it always like this when you were younger?
Yeah,
Or-
growing up from in a Christian family, I think I just went to church because it was the right thing to do. I didn't know anything else. I went to Sunday school. I did all my Bible verses, memories, and stuff like that. But I never really took it as my own faith until I graduated from high school and I went into UBC. For me, it was always my parents' faith, and I just did it because they said it was right. And everyone always, is obedient to their parents.
The good ones. The good ones like
the
you.
good ones.
Yeah.
But going into university, I had a choice to continue and see it as my own faith and kind of test it out there or just fall away from it. So I chose to go with it, and it was a great decision because I got to meet. I wouldn't have probably been connected to you if it wasn't because of your sister through the Christian ministry that we were both in at UBC. So yeah, it's played a huge role in my life, and I hope it continues as well.
Now, I like how you just said, and go with it. So I'm going to go with it. And first off, let's thank you very much for coming on the panel and spilling your beans. Folks, make sure you go online, check our website, check their website, social media, Facebook. We'll have it all up for you as well. Might actually be on the bottom of our screen right here. And I'm going to go with it now. And so with them sitting here, they went to school and went on a mission to go and actually educate people and help them build their business. Turn around, you've created a business and are now helping girls to go to school and empower themselves. Your 3 goals are absolutely amazing. Once again, make sure you check the website. The homepage talks about their goals. It talks about the charities they're involved in. We'll mention those on our website as well. Most people are what they're born into. And very few of us question who we are in life and what we believe in. So we have one example who actually questioned it recently and is going to Kenya, and then another one who's questioned it and still is trying to figure out life. But there's no right or wrong answer. Just like we define our own success, we define who we are. So on that note, till next time, you guys.
Location and studio provided by Sip Chai Cafe. Located in West Abbotsford, your locally owned and operated cafe.